Welcome to the LACUE webinar. Today we are going to learn about learning without borders through Mystery Skype. So if you've ever heard about Mystery Skype, this is a perfect session for you because it's going to tell you everything that you need to know about Mystery Skype, how to use it, and all that good stuff. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that you have signed in. I'm going to introduce everything to you, and then I'm going to be quiet so we can get to the good stuff. So this is the LACUE webinar, and we are the Louisiana Association of Computer Using Educators. So if you're in Louisiana, if you're an educator and you use technology, this is the group for you. It is free to sign up. You just go to the website, lacue.org, sign up, and you become part of a great group of educators. Every year, we have our annual conference. It really is just a conference not to be missed. Now, if you've come every year, just realize that usually it's the first week of December, but it's a little different this year. It's November 28th through the 30th. That's the week right after Thanksgiving break. So make sure you put that on your planner and you know when our conference is. And this is also sponsored by Educator Alexander, which is me. I'm your host, Desiree Alexander, and we have an amazing presenter. Melanie LeJeune is here with us, and she is going to rock our world with Mystery Skype. I always like to say this in the beginning, even though we usually have more people join us throughout the webinar, that we do have an evaluation at the end. Please fill out the evaluation. That way we know how we did. We know if you want more of these webinars and things like that. We really do take your comments to heart. So please make sure to fill out the evaluation at the end. You would simply go to educatoralexander.com/evaluation, or the easy cheater thing to do is just to go to the web links to box in the bottom right hand corner, click on evaluation, and then click on browse to. Also, Melanie has made available an awesome treasure trove of resources. So if you click on resources in the bottom right hand corner, web links to box, click on resources and click on browse to, you'll go to the resources. But guess what? You don't have to worry about it because I'm going to send you an email tomorrow, probably tonight, but tomorrow, with the link to the resources and everything you need in it. So as long as you sign in and you put the correct email address, you should be good to go. So guess what, guys? I'm going to be quiet and I am going to let Melanie pick it up, share her screen, and get started. Melanie, take it away.
Thank you, Desiree. And I'd also like to thank LACUE for allowing me to present about my passion for Skype in the classroom. So I am going to get to the beginning here and we'll get started. I'm Melanie and I'm a tech coach at St. Louis Catholic High School in Lake Charles, Louisiana. I'm a Skype master teacher and a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert and trainer. And you'll find out more about the expert program at the end of this session. But you can also follow me on Twitter at Melanie LeJeune, and I hope that you will. The title of this presentation is Learning Without Borders Through Mystery Skype, but you're going to learn more about Skype in the classroom in general because you can take field trips, you can invite guest speakers. It's really an awesome way to go beyond the classroom walls. So before I dive into Skype, I'd like to encourage you to follow Microsoft in Education and Skype Classroom on social media. They are on Facebook and Twitter. And you just learn so much from the people who are involved in Skype Classroom. They're teachers like us. And Microsoft in Education is really doing a great job of listening to teachers and taking our feedback and making things better. And a lot of their tools are free now, and Skype is all free, and we all like free stuff. So in this session, you are going to explore Skype in the classroom, which uses the free tool Skype to facilitate the digital experience. And Skype can be found at this skype.com/download. And like I said, it's free. Most of us know about Skype because we've used it maybe to communicate with family members who live far away. But you can totally use it in the classroom and really enhance your students' experiences. As I said before, I'm in a high school, and our students, every Skype experience that we've had this year has been incredible. I even had a senior come up to me after one of the Skypes and say, Ms. LeJeune, thank you so much. This was awesome. And, if high school students enjoy it, younger children are going to. So I think the best way to kind of give you an overview is to show you a video. It's a very short video, and I've already got it up here, so we'll just play it from here.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, wonderfully.
I think Skype is the ultimate field trip where you are actually able to travel to the other side of the world without ever leaving your classroom.
We can Skype with California today, we can Skype with Brazil tomorrow, and Skype in the classroom allows us to do that.
This is live learning. This is not something we would get in a textbook or in any kind of newspaper article.
Do you think that the U.S. presence is helping with the elections?
Having Skype in the classroom just allows me to see a different type of viewpoint that wouldn't be accessible otherwise.
When I look at poverty alleviation, the biggest kind of need and opportunity is just to get all kids, and especially girls, in school.
Hi, Ben!
We sponsor an orphan in Uganda. His name's Ben, and we pay for his school fees, his food. It feels really good that you've helped somebody with their life.
You can start to teach the kids right from the beginning. They can grow knowing how to conserve the nation.
We came up with roof harvesting, but it can harvest rainwater during the rain season.
That's cool.
The goal is to empower students to play a part in solving some of the world's problems. And Skype makes global learning possible in a way that we cannot replicate.
Wow, there are people out there who really want to better the world and are working for it. We can actually do something.
As educators, we're constantly trying to find tools for them to engage them, excite them, and make those connections to the outside world.
It inspires us that we're really young, but we're making a difference in the world.
Yeah!
The more that we can foster connections, relationships, interactions with those outside of their own natural comfort zone, they'll be better global citizens.
I am beyond excited about the opportunities offered through Skype in the classroom.
And I'm hearing some of you ask if we can do this every Friday. I love that.
So hopefully that gives you an idea of what you can get with Skype in the classroom. As I said, it's a free community that connects teachers with educators and guest speakers from around the world. And, oh, sorry, I forgot to turn it off. So sorry about that. Okay, so as I was saying, you can collaborate with other classes, find guest speakers, and even take virtual field trips. And I've heard from different teachers that sometimes due to time, finances, it's hard to go on field trips anymore. Well, with Skype, you can bring the field trip to your classroom. You can invite zookeepers, mountain climbers, professional athletes, and even famous authors. You can chat with them, have a meet and greet, or some kind of learning experience. And even people in your own community who maybe can't get to your school, it might be easy for them to just be in their office and Skype with you. So I'm going to show you the Microsoft and Education Community website where you can find all of this great information and how to start getting connected with field trips and things like that. So we're just going to go live to that website. And so the URL is education.microsoft.com. This is the Microsoft community. And if you're not a member or never have seen this, if you just click join now, You can join if you have an Office 365 account, Microsoft account, if you already have a Skype account, and you can see the other choices, or you can just fill in your information and make your login whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and sign in with my account so I can make sure I have access to everything. And you can see as it's signing me in that there's a whole Skype in the Classroom section. So I'm going to click on the Skype in the Classroom section, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. What I will tell you is when you log into the community or join the community, it's really important that you fill out your profile, and you can make it to where it's only visible to members of the community. These are teachers like yourself, and the reason why is because you want to give them information about where you are in case they want to, have a Mystery Skype with you. And it's always nice to have a picture. It doesn't have to be a picture of you, but something that represents you. When you click on your profile, if you just click Edit, you can complete your profile as much as you want. You can see mine is not fully complete, but it's important to put your time zone. And there is a whole Skype in the Classroom section where you can put your Skype ID. You can say whether or not you want to join Mystery Skype games. You can use your location for Skype miles, which I recommend. It's not shared publicly, but it keeps a counter of how many miles and how many countries you visited. And then another important part is availability. So if you know that you want to Skype at a certain time every week, or that you're available, you can put this. It doesn't mean that when someone contacts you, it automatically happens. What occurs is that someone will contact you asking for a Mystery Skype, and you have 3 days to respond to them and tell them whether or not that time will work, and even maybe try to figure out a time that will. So, it's important to complete your profile. Let's go back to Skype in the Classroom and take a look at some of the possibilities that you have here. There are endless ways to introduce your students to another class on Skype. You can take part in a cultural exchange, start a collaborative science investigation, or even an international book club. There's a librarian in Arkansas, a high school librarian, and he actually does book club. He has a book club at his school, and they will talk about this with another, or maybe more than a different world. Teachers have already created thousands of lessons on Skype in the Classroom, and you can take part in one of these or even create your own. The nice thing is that there's a filter that makes it easy to search. So let's just say that I want to just find another teacher. An easy way to do this, I'm in the overview section, if you left, and if I scroll down and I click filter, under all types, if I go to community contributors, these are typically other educators who are very active with Skype. And so you can see the different people here. And let's just take a look at Debbie Mitchell. Maybe that's of interest to you. So if you click on her name, it's going to take me to her profile, and you can see that I can request a Mystery Skype. And if I request a Mystery Skype, it's going to bring me to another screen, and it's going to let me send her a message asking, hey, would you be interested in Mystery Skyping, this week? What would work for you, kind of thing. And so it sends her an email. So it's very easy to work with. I'm going to go back to Skype in the Classroom, and I would also like to talk to you about guest speakers. Skype in the Classroom can bring adventurers, scientists, leading experts to your students. You might be looking for a historian or an author or an engineer, and you can find them here to talk to your class, which is really important, that they get to talk to experts. Also, it helps them with communication. I've seen my high school students, you think that it's really easy for them to communicate, but there's something about speaking to someone online, and some of them are really good at it, but some of them need practice. So anyway, let's get to the guest speakers. I can click on guest speakers here, and just like the others, well, before I get to the filter part, let me show you this. Every page typically has some kind of help for a teacher who is new at this or needs some reminders. This is a sway, and you can view it and make it full screen, and it gives you some quick tips and how to get started. But I can filter just like I did before. You can filter by age group, subject, and even country, region, and language. But I typically start out small, age group and subject, just so that I can see a lot. So that's the guest speaker. You can also go to social media. You're not limited to just the people on Skype in the classroom page on the Microsoft community site. I've used Twitter to reach out to people. There was a priest, I'm at a Catholic high school. There's a priest, Father James Martin, who has written a lot of books that our theology teachers have used. And I contacted him through Twitter and asked him if he ever Skyped with high school students. And he replied. It was awesome. So, you just think outside of the box. Like I said, you may have guest speakers in your own community who can't make it to your school, but maybe could Skype with you. So that's finding a guest speaker. And now I want to talk to you about the lessons. So there are Skype lessons and Skype collaborations that other teachers have put on Skype in the classroom page. And again, you can see this getting started guide. You can look at the overview here, and these are typically some of the lessons that they are highlighting. We have acted with the OneNote team. OneNote is a tool that is heavily used at our school. All the students use it. It's like their digital binder. And so our computer architecture class got to Skype Product Manager, and it was really awesome. So you can take a look at these, or like I said, you can. And so let's take a look at this. If I want to filter ages 8 to 10, and we just talked about, or we just passed Earth Day, so let's go to climate and environment. And we'll see. And so you can see there's a lesson on protecting the Amazon rainforest, careers in the museum field, journalism, climate change. There was a librarian that I know in another state, and she just tweeted about how awesome this one was with Celine Cousteau. Celine Cousteau is Jacques Cousteau's granddaughter, and so you could click on this one if that's the one that you were interested in. And again, you can read about, what you get with this Skype experience. A lot of times they will have this preliminary content that you can show to your students to get them excited about the lesson, and you would just register. Now when you register, again, it's not something that goes immediately to them. You get to have some choices and even contact them. So if I'm looking at her calendar and I'm seeing, oh no, she's not available, that's okay. You can still contact her. You can still send a message that says, would it be possible for you to Skype with us the month of May? And you can see here it says that they requested and that they should respond within 3 working days. And then you just click request a session. A lot of times when you, if there wasn't an available date, they give you time increments in hours, like 9 to 10, 10 to 11. It automatically converts it to your time zone, which is why it's important that you indicate what your time zone is in your profile. But my point is, a lot of times our classes are not 9 to 10, 10 to 11. We're on a block schedule at my school. And so what I've done in the message is said, I've chosen the 9 to 10 spot, but I've said in my message, can you Skype at 9:23? Because that's when one of our classes begins, kind of thing. So the messaging is really important. That's where you can put in your details. So Skype collaborations, this is typically where one class, a teacher, has put up a lesson where they want to collaborate with another class or multiple classes in a certain way. And so you can see here in the overview that these are the new Skype collaborations. And if I click more, I can take a look at, what the new ones are and see if there's anything that is, something that we're studying. Oh, here's a good one, Global Math Kahoot. So we have Skyped with the Kahoot team in London, and something else that is a tradition, or has becoming a trend, not tradition, a trend in Skype is not only mystery Skyping with another class, but maybe you mystery Skype with a class, and we'll talk about mystery Skyping in a little bit, and then you play a Kahoot together. And you don't have to mystery Skype. You could just play the Kahoot together. So that's something that's really taking off, and a lot of people are doing. There was a feeder school, a pre-K through 8 school that I went to their faculty and talked to them about Skype. And one of their I think it was second grade, they Skyped with George and Martha Washington. I'm not going to bother with the filter. You can filter and try to find things in history, but I'm just going to search, which is something else you can do. Search for George Washington, and I'll put Skype and see if that comes up. And here it is. This is the Skype symbol. So if I click on Meet George and Martha Washington, these are two people who do a first-person discussion and storytelling as George and Martha Washington. And the assistant principal at this school told me that it was amazing, that it was like they really thought they were George and Martha Washington, which is what you want with this, with students. And so it was a great experience for them. And again, you would just click on register for this Skype lesson and send them a message about when, you are interested in having them. And again, you can see a video of what that Skype experience would be like, or show it to your students. So another way to use Skype is with virtual field trips. You can go from Mount Everest base camp to the bottom of the ocean. This Skype in the Classroom offers you the chance to take your class on unforgettable field trips, and they're virtual adventures, basically. Skype partners with museums, zoos, and explorers, and again, it's going outside of the classroom, but without having to pay anything or take the time to get a bus and all of that kind of stuff. So let's look at some of the virtual field trips. Again, just like the others, you can filter, or you can look at the overview here, and they have different categories. And, anyone, if you wanted to look at history and culture, you could click more and see, what all they have highlighted under that category. But you can filter, and so let's look at that one more time. You can filter by age group, subject, and you can even go into skills development, language, but again, I probably group in subject, and then if you're finding that it's just too overwhelming, a little deeper. So anyone have any questions before I continue into getting into Mystery Skype?
Melanie, we do have a question. Carol asked, do they charge for this? And the question popped up about the time you were showing the Meet George and Martha Washington.
No, it's all free. All of the Skype in the Classroom partnerships on this Microsoft Education community are free. That's a good question.
Good. Thank you.
Now, I
Anybody
have gone outside of the Skype in the Classroom. Oh, you're welcome. I have gone outside of the Skype in the Classroom section on the Microsoft Education community. Them that one of our history teachers really wanted to Skype with, and they were a partner with Skype in the Classroom, and so I contacted them individually, and there was a charge for them. But the World War II Museum in New Orleans classroom. So yes, anything on here on this website is free. So you can see it's a fantastic way to engage your whole class. And students can be as different roles to keep everyone involved. We're going to talk about mystery Skyping, and we'll talk about some of the roles that they can have. And it's really great because it's teamwork, collaboration. Many times, you know, our students need to get used to meeting online. My brother-in-law he uses not Skype, but they use another Microsoft product in his business where he works from home. His company allows him to work from home, and so all of his meetings basically are virtual. And so it is a skill that is really good for our students. So let's get to mystery Skyping and talk about that. This is a fun one. So we've talked about already how Skype in the Classroom can increase student engagement, and I've seen it for myself with Mystery Skype. Mystery Skyping basically is when one classroom tries to figure out where the other classroom is located and vice versa. They ask yes or no questions to guess where the other group is. And they've even taken this, a lot of teachers have taken it beyond mystery Skyping with geography, and they'll do mystery animal for the younger children, mystery number. With the older children, like high school students, they might do a mystery historical figure or mystery literary character, which you could do in elementary school as well. So that's just a brief overview of Mystery Skype, but I think it would be easier if I show you Mystery Skyping in action. So I'm going to show another video.
In my classroom, I'll grasp onto any technology that can expand the kids' possibilities. Greeter, come on up. Learning comes from a teacher that's willing to take a risk and do something new and bring in these powerful tools.
Hi, welcome to Mystery Skype.
One of the key tools we're using right now is Skype to connect with other classrooms. It's so powerful to connect them beyond these four walls.
Are you in the United States?
Mystery Skype's a chance for the kids to connect with other students around the world.
Are you east of Mississippi?
Runners of It's a challenging game for them. They have to critically think.
It helps the kids understand other cultures and other countries.
Are you in the U.S.? No, we're not. Are you somewhere in Mexico? Yes.
It's a powerful tool to see kids learning from each other. Hey, Mateo, come on over, bring those maps. To see their critical thinking process is far better than any test I can give them.
Because of Mr. Begley, learning seems to be really fun. It's more like a game instead of the teacher telling you this is what we're going to be doing. It's a team effort to really win Mystery Skype.
Do the Rocky Mountains run through your state? No.
I mean, really, it takes a team to do anything in life. And this is a chance for them to experience that collaboration.
Are you in Baja, California?
No. You can see those light bulbs going off and just that connection that they're making. How better to do that than to actually connect with other kids all over the world?
Do you have dry weather?
Yes, we do have
Technology empowers our class to be enabled to learn beyond our four walls. I'm just a passionate educator who wants to make an impact for kids. I'll take risks to try to expand their learning beyond what they could have ever imagined.
Are you in Mexico City?
Yes, we are.
So you can see the excitement and activity, and that happens. I've seen it in our high school as well. When you click on Mystery Skype on the education community, I just want to point out that there are all kinds of teacher resources on helping you get started. And in the resource collection that Ms. Alexander was telling you about earlier, there are some ways to get started as well. I've pulled some of these materials. So Mystery Skyping is awesome. If you want to practice, something that you might want to think about is, practicing with another teacher who you know. And what you can do is, let's say you're in the same town or the same state, you could each pick a state that you are representing. We had a Mystery Skype that fell through because the other people had technical difficulties. And so I contacted a second grade teacher at one of our feeder schools, and because I knew she was interesting, and I thought it would be a great way for both of us to practice, because this high school geography class had not Mystery Skyped before. And they picked a state, we picked a state, and it was a great experience and a great way to practice. The funny thing is, the second graders beat our ninth graders because they chose Louisiana, and we weren't even thinking that they would do that. So that was pretty funny, but it was a great way to get started. Now, there are some tips for starting with a Mystery Skype, and I'm just going to show you some of those tips really quickly. Typically, when you are going to Mystery Skype with someone, you as the teacher go ahead and add them to your contacts or invite them to be in your contacts. And so you can organize a quick test call just to make sure everything is working right. I know when we first got started, our IT director had to unblock there was some filter that was stopping the Skype from going through, but it was very easy to fix. Debriefing after the call with your students is excellent because, it kind of gives them the opportunity to express what they thought about the interaction, maybe how it could be better. We've even talked to the students about, did you notice the kinds of questions they asked? And, it's just debriefing, and it's a great learning experience. And then teaching Skype etiquette, going up and talking clearly, maybe introducing and saying, hi, my name is Melanie, and this is my question. Assigning student jobs. Now, on that Mystery Skype page on the Microsoft community, there are different ideas for how you can divide the students. You can have some students who are the greeters, the questioners or the inquirers, the sharers, the researchers, the mappers, the photographers, the timekeepers, the scribes. You can have it where everyone is engaged and involved, and it takes the whole team. And what we've also learned, our high school students have learned, is I call it going rogue. Don't go rogue. If you and your classmates have decided that this is the next question and you are the asker, don't, go and make up your own question. That happened to us in one Skype because they saw that the student had a Nebraska sweatshirt on, which was a ploy to kind of trick us. And they had this great question they were going to ask, the first question, and what did he do? He asked, are you from Nebraska? So it's a great way to learn. And you can take photos and videos and even, tweet or share on Facebook, or if you're not comfortable with social media, just sharing with your own school community. So that's Mystery Skyping, and as I said, it is a fantastic experience. If you are ever Mystery Skyping or contacting someone who maybe it is just too hard to connect with them because of the time zone difference, you can actually do video messaging. And so I'm going to try this again and see if I can play this really short video to show you how video messaging works.
Make any moment memorable with a video message. Choose a contact from your list, then select the plus menu. Select video message. Fix your hair, check you're looking good. Then hit record. Don't worry, you can re-record at any time if your message isn't just right. When you're happy with your message, select Send, then you're done.
So how this would work is, at the beginning of the day or the end of the day, you get a video message from another classroom in another part of the world that is too far away, the time zone difference is too great, and then you and your students send a video message to them. We use this, we actually did this for a group. There was a classroom in Seattle, I believe, and they wanted to reach every state with Mystery Skyping, and it was too hard to do it live, and so they asked different teachers from different states to make a 10-fact video where they could play it for their class and have them guess. And so our geography teacher had 9th grade students come up with the 10 facts, and then I went in and we made the video, and it was all done through Skype as this video showed. So that was a really easy way, and what was great about it is the students came up with the questions. So that's video messaging, and you may, once you get into this, have an idea for a Skype lesson. And if you do, when you're a member of the community, you can create your own. And there is step-by-step instructions for how to do this. This is what the screen looks like if you want to create your own Skype lesson or Skype collaboration. And then finally, what I want to talk to you about is Skype Translator. If you are able to Skype with another country, and maybe a lot of people in the world speak English, but sometimes there are certain words that don't translate well, you can actually Skype, this is new, has a translation feature, and I'm going to show you real quick. If I am Skyping with this teacher, and he would already be in my contacts because we know we're Skyping, we've already accepted each other's request, there is a symbol on the right, and you turn on that you want to translate the calls. You say what language you speak, and then you choose his language and you save it. And so, it helps with any communication issues, which is fantastic. So, before we, ask any more questions, or before we stop, I'd like to show you some of our adventures at St. Louis, our Skype adventures. So I'm going to start here, and I just want you to see, the possibilities. So in October, our English 2 class Skyped with the World War II Museum. Highly recommend it. They have different kinds of lessons, and the lesson that this teacher chose was who was responsible for the Holocaust. And you can see different quotes from our students. They totally got it. I did not talk to them about this is going to be great because she's going to go in depth or she's an expert. I sent them a survey after because I like to get their thoughts and reactions, and you can see from their quotes that they really enjoyed having an expert to speak to and someone who could go more in depth. They learned a lot in their class, and for the teacher it was a great way to have a culminating activity of all that they had discussed in class. And these are it was an interactive lesson, so you can see them they're actually brainstorming right there. But she also gave us a 5-minute tour of the museum, which was really cool. And then in November, this is where the ones on the left, these are those second graders that we Mystery Skyped with, which was super sweet. And some of these kids had attended that school, so it was neat. The 9th graders thought the 2nd graders were so cute. And then in that same month, we had a physical science class who Skyped with Rube Goldberg's granddaughter. They were studying about Rube Goldberg machines, and one student stated it was very cool to be able to Skype someone who personally knew Rube and learn what she had to say about him. And these students are Mystery Skyping with students in Wales. These are those students. And then we are a Catholic school, and we have a seminarian who is in Rome. And so one of our theology teachers, Miss McGrady, actually they did it with the Google Hangout, Google Hangout. It wasn't Skype, but it was the same concept, and they were able to see him, and he was able to show them a little of the environment of Rome. And then in November, there's always 2 days, and it's called the Skype-a-thon. And the goal, Microsoft and Education wanted to break last year's record of 3 million miles. Well, they did. All over the world, people Skyped over 10 million miles, and our school contributed 18,000 miles to that. And it was a lot of fun. We Skyped with a class in Georgia, a librarian in Washington State, someone who works for Microsoft, Thomas Jefferson's Monticello, a national park, other mystery Skypes, and the Skype with the Kahoot team in London. That was really, I especially enjoyed that. And you can see this is our geography class in action. They get so excited. This was another mystery Skype. They're all engaged. It's just wonderful. For the Hour of Code Week, Computer Science and Education Week, one of our computer classes Skyped with Kahoot again. But this time, Kahoot showed them a new feature called the Jumble feature and got their feedback. So it was great. I think it made the students feel like they had a voice because they were able to offer Kahoot feedback. And then we had our transitions class Skype with a national park. We did with the World War II Museum. We did, again, this wasn't Skype, this was something that they did, but it was a virtual field trip to Pearl Harbor. In January, we Skyped with an author, our creative writing class did, and you can see this is a quote by one of our students. And he said, or she said, I don't remember if it was a boy or girl, that she got more out of it than she thought she would, or he would. And it was, great to be able to talk to him. He was funny. And then we mystery Skyped with students in Lithuania. We got to hear traditional music from them and wish them a happy Independence Day. We Skyped with a OneNote team member who showed us some new features in the Windows 10 app. Our band class mystery Skyped with another band director, and he shared some information on a particular type of music. And then here's another author who read her book to our transitions class and even showed us her dog, which was funny. And here's the Skype with Father James Martin, who had just returned from a pilgrimage to the Holy Land, and he showed them a picture of mustard seeds. And this is another quote by one of our students. So, it's just been an incredible year with Skype. That's why I'm so passionate about it. And I hope that you will take the opportunity and take a look at some of these things. I would like to show you information on how to become an MIE expert. They are actually taking applications now through July 15th. There's a link. It's all on the Microsoft Education Community site. Being a part of the MIE Expert program has completely changed my life. You're just put into contact with educators from the United States, all over the United States and the world, and it's a great PLN. We have monthly phone calls, and what I really like about Microsoft is a lot of their tools are free, but they are also, it's not all about their tools. It's about pedagogy and really transforming education. And on that Microsoft Education Community site, there are a lot of webinars and different lessons that a teacher can go through for professional development, earn badges, and really think about things differently. I had a teacher just yesterday who went on the site and found out about Flipgrid, and he's starting to use it in his theology class. So consider applying, because I think we only have 3 MIE experts in Louisiana, and we need more. Because I'm a trainer, you can redeem a code on the Microsoft Education Community and earn a badge. or earn points toward the Certified MIE badge. And this is kind of the precursor to an MIE Expert. You have to apply to the MIE Expert program, but earning 1,000 points on the site will get you this badge. And this badge looks good when you apply for the MIE Expert. So how do you get the code? You will copy this code, and when you go on the education community, you scroll up to your name once you are registered, and you're going to click on promotions, and you simply paste in or type in that code that's on that slide, and you submit, and then you will get points for that. So another way to stay connected is to, again, follow Microsoft Education on social media. The docs.com resources that she was talking about earlier has my presentation and some other things. And you can also sign up for the newsletter and look at how to get Office 365 for your school. So that's my presentation. Thank you again for letting me share my passion for Skype in the classroom. And if anyone has any questions, just now's the time to ask.
Thank you so much, Melanie. Do you think for a second you could put the promotional code back up in case they want to grab? Oh, that's it.
Sure. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just stopped. Let me go back to that real quick. And let's see. I'll make it full screen. And I believe this is an I, MLIU. If it doesn't work, please email me. Also email me about any questions with Skype, or if you'd like to test it out with me, I can get a class to Mystery Skype with you. One of my co-teachers, Mary, is on this call, and she's always game to do things like this. So my email address is mlejeune@slchs.org. So I'd be happy to talk more with you about it.
Good. Okay. Very good. Melanie, did you see the question about the filter? Somebody asked about, are there filters for the Mystery Skype other than geography?
Yeah, well, if you just find a class, so let's say you teach second grade and you find another second grade teacher to Mystery Skype with, you can decide, we want to do mystery number or mystery animal. And if you find another second grade teacher on the filters, you can ask them in your message to them. Yes, it doesn't have to just be geography.
Okay, very good. Okay, guys. Again, like I said, we want to thank Melanie. It was so evident that her passion came through in her presentation. And so we want to just thank her so much. We want to encourage you. Guys, Melanie, I know, has given her email address for you guys to reach out to her, and please do. One of the things that Skype allows you to do is just to make those connections to the real world. And several times in her presentation, Melanie illuminated on the fact that it is so important that this is a skill that we need to do to teach our kids, because so many of them will have a job in which they will be required to conduct themselves online in this environment, and it does take a little bit of time to get used to that. So just a couple of things as we begin to wrap up the morning. I want to definitely thank you so much for coming in and listening to this on a Saturday morning. And as Melanie has typed in the chat box, if you did experience a couple of little issues in the beginning, you can go to the LACUE YouTube channel and rewatch this broadcast. And I like to be able to do that because it allows me to go back and look at some things in a little bit more detailed. So what I want to remind you of, just a couple of things. Please make sure that you go to the evaluation link that's on the lower right, and if you just click on evaluation and then click on browse to, it will take you to that evaluation. You must complete the evaluation in order to receive your information or your certificate for attending this webinar today. And then the other thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to remind you of two other webinars that we have coming up. One of them is on May, our May webinar is going to be on May 4th, which is just right around the corner, and the flyer is coming up in just a second. It's on Thursday of this week, and I was just double checking to make sure the time of the webinar. There we go. And I know as it comes up, I know that I am the one hosting it with some teachers from Calcasieu that are going to be sharing with you some of their ways that they use technology to differentiate instruction, and it's from 4:30 to 5:30 on May 4th. So again, Miss Alexander has posted, Desiree has posted in the chat the direct evaluation link if that's easier for you to get to the screen. And I believe at this time the June one is coming up. Okay, and there we go. In June, on June 14th, from 10 to 11, we will have some teachers share with you tried and true tech tools. One of the things that we firmly believe is there's so many tools out there that teachers can use, but one of the things that this webinar will do is help you find just a couple that will make your life easier and will by far engage your students. Again, Melanie, thank you so much. Skype is definitely one of those tools. In the video, it was just amazing to see how engaged and how excited the students were, and that's exactly what we want to see. So again, Melanie, thank you for such a professional job and just for motivating us for not only getting involved with using Skype in the classroom, but also looking at the Microsoft Educator program.